And I will actually take the other side. I like Navi's composition of their draft, so I feel like it's a little bit easier for them to play this game.
He's done the math and that it's just not as good as it used to be for whatever reason, or maybe Timber saw, you know, the build that you do with like a Soul Ring build-up and bracers. Maybe it's okay.
Zeb taking a lot of damage here. He's going to be chased away into the trees and very likely dead here because I'm not sure how he gets out of this position without being blocked by the Fisher, and that's what Slayer lays down to be able to take that first blood.
A level 3 Bloodseeker with 2 points in Thirst. You throw a Treant Protector in that lane, that is death. So it's really cool to see OG making a play like that. And on the top lane, they're
Go
dying.
for it again. Pasha is going to probably die here. Samael, okay, he's going to try and juke into the trees, but he still has the thirst on him. Forgot about that. So there is no juking. Well done by Magical, getting another kill on mid one. Yeah, he's coming back in. They do have Glimpse plus a regen rune for Magical, so this should be mid one dying unless he can get far enough away, but highly doubt it. Sure enough, Glimpse back in. Another Timber Chain is up, but there's too much magic damage for Magical. And this was also another change that happened a little while ago, but I think people forget, but the threshold starts at 75%. So it's not like, oh, I'm 50%, maybe I should start healing up. It's, I'm missing any HP at all, I need to try and go back up to full. They're going to go for mid one again here. He is going to be helped out by Samael, but a big Sonic Wave lays it out, and mid one's already done. Samael, though, with his Phantasm Illusions, is going to go for the kill on a Slayer. He gets something out of this. He wants a little bit more, but the rest of Navi have already retreated behind the defense of their Fisher, and they're going to wait this out. Samael's low enough that they can potentially re-engage if Magical sees the opportunity. He does on his Zeb. He's going to run out of the silence there, copping a little bit of damage. They're going to slow down Samael. Managed to get one stun to follow up. He's stuck inside of the kinetic field. They're going to go for the glimpse back onto Zeb as well. Ilias wants as many kills as this as possible, and they'll at least get one of them. It's going to be Samael's killing streak. Give it up to Pasha. Now they look for another one. That's going to be Saksa, caught by Magical. They have so much chase on the side of Navi that once they break OG, once they have successfully said, we are winning this fight and you have to run away, they're going to get 1 or 2 extra kills.
Although I say that, he is looking to potentially go on Seb here in the top lane with that ulti form.
Magical.
Maybe just baiting a little bit.
Just lead off. Crystallize. Pops his ultimate from the trees. Maintaining some distance here. He'll let his Necronomicons do most of the work before he brings his hero in to finish the job. Now, he'll just casually wait things out here. Samael thinks that maybe he can go for this fight, but now he's been blocked in. He maybe decided he didn't want to be there. He actually somehow gets bumped out of the kinetic field, but the glimpse pulls him back in. The Sonic Wave, that should be enough. He pops a Phantasm, but boom! There's Seal of the Slayer with a big Echo Slam to finish him off. Now it's going to be mid one and Saksa, who are just going to be the leftovers at this point. I don't think mid one can escape. There just seems to be far too many disables here. Saksa, he's going to try and help. Mid one's pretty tanky. Maybe he can turn things around. He's going to Timber Chain on through. They're going to turn for the support instead. He's easier to kill after all. Mid one, he is just a giant pinata. You're going to have to beat him down for a very long time before you get that juicy candy that's inside. Zeb, he's coming back. Mid one, he actually takes out both of those strength heroes so quickly, and Navi, realizing that they have underestimated their damage, they were not able to output enough and stuck around too long.
Getting blocked by creep, sometimes the AI works against you.
OG, man. I feel like they always do this, like, once a series. Like, if they're behind at all, it feels like they'll just try and, like, sneak in a Roshan. They're going to try and do it here, but Navi, they're aware of this. Nice 2-man Fisher stun will allow Pasha to be able to get back a little bit. Does not have Primal Split, though, so it's easy work for mid one. Magical, he needs to get out, though, but he's hit by the Inkswell stun. Can he blink away in time? No such luck. Mid one cuts him down pretty quickly with that damage. Samael takes the kill. Now he looks for Sioma Slayer as well. With the stun over the top of the silence, it's pretty much up to Crystallize now to be able to turn this fight around. He's already brought down Samael, but he doesn't want to go for the Timbersaw. Easier target would be that Bloodseeker. Slows him down with the Purge and keeps him inside. Triple kill for him. Maybe a quad. It's No Tail trying to hide inside the trees, spotted by the Necronomicons. They try and run him down. A little bit more damage. An ultra kill is there. And Ilias, well, maybe mid one can get a 4th kill for them as well. Looks like in the end of the day, it's going to be a 4-for-4. But the odd part was OG. Oh. He does have a TP. He's good. So a 3-for-4, and on top of that, the 3-for-5, excuse me, as Crystallize finds the kill onto Saksa. But what about this buyback from Samael?
Oh, he wanted to use the ult. That must be it. Like, he has the CK ult. He sees this crazy fight that's happening. He's like, all right, guys, like, we can totally fight this. And now he is so far away from that Desolator. And if he dies, there's no way Navi doesn't take Roche.
And they're going to find Seb here. Had his Rod of Atos, was feeling cute, thought he could go for somebody, but now, not just him, but they actually managed to pop the Primal Split, hunted down with the Wind Panda to be able to find somebody else, and they toss some mail up in the air. Do they have the follow-up for it, though? Shapeshift still on cooldown, so they're not super anxious for a fight. They're going to pull back mid one into the Glimpse Static Storm combination. They blow every nuke they had to be able to bring him down. With 2 cores gone, that should be a fight that Navi can continue to fight, except Sumail managed to get the kill onto Slayer. With his Phantasm popped, Navi say, okay, that's good enough. And they're going to try and go for Roshan.
That is cool. That's a nice one. This only works against good teams. Like, okay, I think they're pinging it now, but I love the smoke play into Roche.
Either way, right? It's like, even if they get scouted by somebody checking out the Roshan pit, well, maybe this is going to be a kill that they get instead of the Roshan. As Pasha, he's just going to be left behind. Navi not really formulating a response for that one.
It's this, TP cancel. It's a save from silences. It does feel really good on the hero, but no, I do agree. Like, a bigger item. That makes sense. No tail. He's going to soak the gank here. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, they don't feel confident running up into that high ground, and maybe they shouldn't. That is a funnel of death, to be sure. Saksa, he is able to get the soul bind. They followed up with a rupture, but immediately the primal split goes down from Pasha. They reapply it here as latches on to crystallize. They blink over to the side for magical. He actually caught the rupture then, did not actually run immediately after his blink, but it doesn't seem to matter. Mid one's kind of stuck here. That's a free pickup for them. Immediately the buyback. OG, they are not willing to give up this Roshan. They are willing to blow the net worth investment to make sure that Navi don't get an opportunity.
I wonder if they just had like a team discussion before. They're like, look, guys, buybacks are really cheap right now. Like, let's just use buybacks in the early game. I think the buyback, I was joking, but the buyback calculation did get changed recently. Okay, they have
Eyes.
He's just
Overgrowth, and with Sumail coming in soon. He actually got glimpsed back, but it doesn't matter. Seb's here, and it's crystallized. Just really out of position. I feel like I know that OG is always willing to buy back to defend Roshan.
I think it's because he had this ward to protect him, but it actually didn't give any vision of No Tail coming in. No Tail came at like the one angle where the ward didn't see him. But he was just feeling really ballsy playing with that.
Oh, look at this. Yes, he thinks he's going to try to interrupt this Roshan here. He slows him down, and if Slayer comes in at the right time here, he might actually kill Sumail. He's going to go for it. Echo Slam, not quite enough damage. Immediately the response is there from Saksa, but the Sonic Wave, and now they snatched up not just the Roshan kill, but the Aegis as well. Magical is fully committed, and he's going to lose some of his allies here. He blinks over to the side to make sure that Seb does indeed fall. Now Saksa is stuck inside the pit. Mid one trying to take that Aegis away from this Queen of Pain, should be able to do so with the Chakra, but Magical, he actually lives, pops his stick, blinks away. Now the rupture is faded at mid one, losing mana fast, uses a little bit more to be able to get over to the side and try and TP up, but they have it disabled. They do. They have the glimpse to be able to stop him from getting away. Mid one, this is going to be a dieback from him, as he just cannot timber chain far enough away to get away from Magical. Not only do they win the team fight, not only do they get the Roshan kill, do they get the Aegis, but they kept that Aegis alive, and now it's Navi completely controlling this game. Yeah, they win one fight, and it's going to be like 1 or 2 lanes of barracks, if not the entirety of the game, because there's still going to be buybacks on cooldown for some of
one just running right around.
Yeah, they managed to catch Saksa here, and Magical with the double damage. Made short work of it. Now they're going to turn towards mid one. The rupture goes out, this time on Slayer. They're going to try and prevent this Earthshaker from being able to blink in. If they keep him hold out here, then maybe mid one can finish the job here. Yule Scepter going down, trying to protect him from that Inkswell stun. Gets off the Fisher on the left-hand side. That allows them to be able to finish off No Tail, but eventually Slayer will die. So that big initiator is gone. OG, though, still not feeling comfortable enough to take the fight. They're going to wait for this Primal Split to wear out. Same goes with the Shapeshift. After it's gone, maybe they can get a kill or two here, as they're going to try and chase down Pasha as best they can. They do have the Rod of Atos to slow him down. Now, Magical still has some remnants of his double damage. That's going to force him back. Static Storm going out, but it's not enough to be able to save Pasha. And Magical, seeing that these heroes are so tanky and so high HP, has to run away.
How in Gay Ben's name do you kill a Timbersaw who's got living armor on him? I feel like that's impossible.
Yeah, that seems a little bit too much. Seb, on the other hand, that's a relatively easy kill. By the way, Did you see that? Did you know that Kinetic Field blocks out the Grimstroke Phantom's Embrace?
Really?
I like, maybe it was a visual bug, but I just watched that Phantom get stopped by the Kinetic Field.
So maybe it's something along those lines. That's interesting. I had no idea. Dota 2 mechanics, man. You never know them all.
I swear to God, I learned something new like every day of casting Dota 2. Some small mechanic or something, they're gonna glimpse it back. Oh no, that's Sumail! No longer being in this team fight. He wasn't in the Echo Slam, yes, but he's also not here to be able to defend his base. He got stunned and wasn't able to activate his BKB to stop the glimpse. Now he has to make the long trek back home while Na'Vi looks to be able to take this melee barracks. A nice two-man silence gonna go out, but the primal split, it happens first. Drop in, Meteor Hammer, but they just still continue to get that melee barracks. They need to back up now. Sumail is almost here, and he found a double damage on his way back home. The prodigal son returns, but he's a bit too late to the party, as Na'Vi have already TP'd most of their heroes out. And now even looking at a Linken's potentially to protect himself even further from Rupture and the like. Crystallize is trying to work towards an Abyssal Blade, so he has some additional disables to throw out. The supports have their defensive items, Blink Yules for Slayer, and Ilias has a Ghost Scepter, and they're going to find the initiation on Sumail here. He's already down to half health. He pops BKB and Phantasm now, but it's relatively easy to find the real one. The Ink Stroke goes out, the stun in an AoE, but Crystallize still having his BKB out. Oh, he's actually held a decent amount, but Sumail, eventually he's going to be run down here, surely, as they try and go into the trees. The Sonic Wave goes out just to make sure there's no chance in hell that Sumail can survive. Now looking for extra heroes here. It's going to be Seb caught inside the Kinetic Field, and Tim Midwan, well, he just kind of run around hoping that people will target him instead of his allies, but he's going to be left for last. Now the other two cores are dead, they can take their time with Midwan and beat him to a pulp. Only one left alive are the supports. Na'Vi not really caring about them too much, just going to go straight for the objectives.
Sumail just can't do anything against the Brewmaster. Like, Brew had already pressed split, so as soon as he uses the ulti, the illusions just instantly died in that fight. Which, as we talked about, that completely nullifies CK as a hero. It's all about those illusions.
Buybacks from OG, and they need to get something out of these buybacks. Rod of Atos hitting Ilias, but he's got 1600 HP, so it's no longer so simple for Midwan just to get on top of that Disruptor and quickly kill him. If anything, he may die for this overextension. Lotus Orb, they actually just sent back Seb here, isolating Midwan a little bit more, but with the Ink Stroke, he might just be able to go for this kill. Actually, BKB, Crystallize turning things around here. He's going to pop a Shapeshift. It just came back up, and he's going to use it to finish off Seb, force the die back out of those two, and Sumail, well, it's pretty much just down to him now against 5 of Na'Vi barreling at his base. And we talked about Chaos Knight is a one-and-done hero. He's so single target that I'm not sure how he's going to be able to kill all 5. He's going to start off with a Disruptor, but he's struggling even with that. The Ghost Scepter is going to go down now. He does have the Inkswell going off, and that'll be enough to kill the support and get the stun onto this Lycan as well. Follow-up 3-second stun. Sumail is able to get 2. Can he get any more? Well, first he's got to get out away from Magical. No Tail. He pops his ultimate here, but Magical's still laying the damage into Sumail enough to be able to finish him off. The Meteor Hammer doesn't slow Na'Vi down one bit. They continue to blink forward, continue to look for the team wipe that will finally force OG out of this game 1. It's going to be Saksa dying in the end. All he was able to facilitate was a death to Slayer to the towers. But in the end, with no buybacks in sight for another minute, Na'Vi should just be able to take Megas.
So then again, I did think that. I thought that Sumail probably couldn't kill Lycan, and that happened, so we'll see. Saksa, can you pull off some crazy defense? I don't think you can against the Primal Split, buddy.
A Primal Split, the Shiva's going to spot him in the trees as well, and Saksa will die. And fortunately for Na'Vi, they've got 2 siege creeps, but a melee rack's down, and even as he comes back, he's been tossed up in the air by the Storm Panther. Maybe, just maybe, they can save this last range barracks, but no. So maybe there's a chance. Maybe not a 1% chance. Maybe 0.5% of a chance.
I feel like...
But there's always a chance, especially with OG, and especially if they get a kill on a Magical here. He's surrounded and very quickly could be killed, except the illusion root. Oh, but he doesn't get the Rupture dodge. He blinks and takes the full damage, killing him instantly. That's a wicked 6 streak for Seb. They're trying to work towards the Shivas on mid 1, and I believe Sumail was going for an AC. And yeah, looks like he's still working on it.
I think his career may have died with some components of that, unfortunately.
Rough.
Yeah. Can't catch a break. Rupture out. That is Pasha. He's got the ulti.
Deb. He's relatively tanky here. Sumail finds his opportunity to be able to kill Slayer right away. They do have the Meteor Hammer dropping down, continuing the stun onto Crystallize. But oh, as soon as Crystallize wakes back up, holy crap, Sumail, he just died so quickly. Magical laying out the damage and looking for more as he blinks forward to try and catch Seb here, but he's brought of Atos, pops the another illusion room, it looks like, that he had to be able to get out of that ensnare, gets away from it. Crystallize, open for the bash, gets it onto Sumail. They have that ink stroke and needs to be able to explode quickly to save Sumail, and it doesn't go off in time. Crystallize, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because he's got his BKB still active along BKB. Now that they've forced him inside the fountain, they've corralled him inside of their base. Let's just go for the tier 4s, he says. Magical and Pasha still doing some work to some of the members of OG. Mid 1 desperately trying to distract Navi from hitting their buildings, from going from the objectives, and, well, he's successful. They are distracted, and they are going for mid 1. They will have him, too. They kill him, glimpse back No Tail, and pretty easily surround him, bring him down, and turn towards that throne. Finally, the GG is called from OG. They fight to the bitter end in this game 1, but they do lose it. Navi looking good right now. I actually like OG's lineup more here. I'm not that big of a fan of the Weaver, mostly because of the Ogre pick.
What can really deal with all of that damage from the Treants? Kind of feels like a trump card in the off lane right now, which is nice.
Saxa, he's going to get caught here. He picked up the bounty rune, but Magical, he played offensively, went into the enemy triangle, took the bounty rune there, and once Ilias spotted that Saxa grabbed that bounty rune, it was...
That is some nice Dota, and it's just such a simple play to make, too. You literally just walk your hero somewhere.
And then the cherry on top is somehow at 7 minutes, their siege creep was still alive. Though Magical, he's the strongest hero in the game right now, is able to kind of use that position and get some decent damage. Top lane, Seb getting quite low. Crystallize is going to come back to be able to claim that kill after he Shukuchi'd away earlier. Now he'll be able to take out Saxa as well, and Magical wasn't even needed to win that lane. Nicely played by Ilias and Crystallize.
For just taking farm in what is supposed to be the least dangerous place on the map, their triangle. And that's feeling pretty dangerous right now.
Yeah, it certainly feels like they're using their mobile heroes that are so strong right now. Really? Oh my god, Crystallize! He was so certain. He was like, this is great. If I'm in trouble, I can pop the time lapse, but Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature.
Yeah, it can actually do up to like 700, it's like 725 damage at level 1 Wrath of Nature, which is insane when you consider at about level 6, that's, 3/4 of somebody's HP.
No Tail looks, oh, nice hit from the Chronosphere. Actually, never mind, it only caught the one. I thought it was going to be able to get Pasha and Ilias as well. They're going to all in on the Magical right now. Magical will end up going down, but is it enough to be able to win the fight? Well, especially with Pasha already being low enough and Sumail rocking that double damage rune, it's pretty easy for OG. They turn now towards that tier 1 tower. The rest of the DD and the Siege Creep alive. This is, oh, no! The 5th poison stack got him, and that's a level 3 shadow poison. Well, I think that is their drafting advantage that they have to have, right? When you have a Visage Furion, if you don't have a tower advantage, and a significant one at that, then you're probably losing the game. Top lane, Seb, he's going to be a little bit low here. The Sonic Wave, but Sumail instantly TP's in, gets a bash, and with the Wrath of Nature doing most of Magical's HP, they rather easily bring him down 5-6 now for OG. Let's commit a little bit more. Let's just see what kind of happens. And I would love to see them stay around this area since they do have good vision around here. If they win one fight, then that could be buybacks being forced, but it seems like they are going to start backing up, and Saxa, he is going to be the one left behind here. Thought he could farm one more camp. No Tail actually showed himself there with the Ice Pass, so Navi is probably feeling like they can get some extra heroes here. Mid 1 and Sumail are still hanging around there. So OG, they do have some strength here. Pasha finds his initiation, doesn't actually have the stomp ready to go. Hit by the time dilation, he's not going to get a chance to pop that stomp, at least not yet. The disruption's going to be able to buy him some time here. Sonic Wave goes out. Sumail does manage to take off that damage with the time walk stomp. Finally hit by Pasha, only onto Sumail though. They're going to focus on mid 1, trying to bring him down. The Gravekeeper's cloak now down, but Magical, his life is torn to shreds by those familiars that are now going to be able to find the kill on Ilias, and looks for Crystallize, but he does manage to Shukuchi away before that collapse. Layer looks like he's been caught on the backside as well. 3 for 2 there to the favor of OG.
There's no way that Navi loses this fight, right? This is the most important hero, but when you look, I mean, this hero is all about the summons, so The summons stay alive, and they're able to just completely shred Magical there. And he's got 10 armor. I was trying to see what his armor was, because like, how does he die so quickly?
Look at that. Beautifully played. They just surrounded Crystallize. So, Saksa, he goes for the Rolling Thunder. You have Pasha around here. They may have to go for something crazy, just a blind blink in. But they're not going to do it in time. Roshan already dead. The Aegis picked up by mid one.
And then smoking out towards top to clear up the map and make sure that Navi has to stay in their base.
It's like, as soon as you show Sumail bottom lane, Navi thinks, okay, we can play top. But with this very fast play of a smoke, it's probably going to catch Navi off guard. They're thinking there's not going to be heroes here, but all of a sudden Sumail is going to show up, and he goes for Ilias first. Not a great position for a Chronosphere, but it looks like 2 easy pickoffs anyway. So even if it wasn't the ideal, like, really big 5-on-5 that could have ended the game, it's still a winning position for OG. Deadly for Navi, though. He wasn't able to keep that up, and now Creep Wave has pushed all the way through into the base, and OG just very easily taken bottom lane of Barracks. There is no contest here from Navi. They're going to smoke up and see if they can catch OG. I think that's really the only changing factor in this game. There's no item that can change it. It's all about how they start their team fights, whether or not they're able to chain stun Sumail down and bring him down before the Chronosphere goes off. They do manage to get the stun out onto the 2 with the Orchid as well. Can they actually get him up? No. Sumail activates the BKB. Time walks off a little bit damaged and is ready for the Chronosphere. They may not have to use it onto Magical, especially with Saksa perfectly timing his Rolling Thunder bounces to hit him as he comes out of the disruption. 1 core down on the side of Navi, a core that does have buyback though. So they can still contest for this mid lane of Barracks, but it is pretty much all in for Navi at that point in time. Pasha tried to come in from behind, but it actually gets hit by the Wrath of Nature. Now finds his stun onto 2 with a buyback TP coming in from the Queen of Pain, but a nice 3-man Chronosphere from Sumail. Do they have any follow-up damage? They're focusing on Crystallize right now, and as a result, we're not able to output any damage onto Magical. Pasha will eventually die here, but Sumail is still a little bit low and may actually go down. In fact, he does, but Crystallize, his life is traded out for that. In fact, Magical almost getting caught by the Familiar drop as well. Ilias being beautifully body blocked by Seb, hoping to ensure another kill as the Familiars look to chase him down with the help of Solar Crest. That is so much damage for these poor supports. They can't handle it. They're going to go down, and now the mid lane of Barracks is opened up with no buybacks on the horizon for Navi.
So then you have this fight split where basically the only hero that can go for the backlines, barring the Queen of Pain, is CC'd. So it's basically Magical versus the world at that point.
Stomp out onto No-Tail. It's a small pickoff, and something that OG do not have to commit to defend. They'll teleport back to base.
Pasha's trying. He's trying to split push his darndest, but not very quick against these Megas. Or Supers, sorry.
Ooh, Saksa. Quick with the fingers there, does manage to blink away from Crystallize. Pokes at him as he's stuck inside of the Sprout, and Sumail. Another 15 seconds for the Chronosphere, so they may not try too hard for this. They're just going to pop the time dilation. Oh, look at this positioning. If he can chain stun him here, they can burst him down with the Swashbuckle. Nicely done. Crystallize dead. He does have a buyback, but still, him being gone for 45 seconds could be a free Roshan here for Navi, especially if Magical dies at the top lane right by the Roshan pit. No-Tail with the Yule Scepter able to set up that Ice Path. Fortunately, they didn't have any follow-up stuns just yet because Seb is still working on that Scythe of Ice. Back over to the bottom lane where Pasha has been found. All 3 cores had their lives endangered or perhaps were actually killed by OG. DD, Sumail, taking Aegis and Cheese, immediately smoke up for what could be, or maybe even should be, the end of the game here, but let's see what the Dota Plus... Alright, Dota Plus says Navi still has a 1% chance. There's always a chance. We'll see what happens here in the base defense. Slayer was able to get away thanks to the Force Staff. The Saksa not able to catch up to him with the Rolling Thunder, but Sumail certainly can with a time walk forward. He tents the Chronosphere, but he doesn't actually get it off. Now it's going to be chained stun a little bit longer. No hope at killing him here. He still has his BKB as well as an Aegis. So it's just going to be the Shadow Demons dying at the start of this fight. The tier 3 down. The Barracks are exposed. Seb starts laying damage into the ranged Barracks. Navi, they've got to make their initiation sometime soon here. They just cannot give Megas up for free. It's going to start off on a Seb poking at it, but man, he's so tanky. Instantly blink away by Magical as Sumail threatens that Chronosphere. Is going to be jumped on now, losing his Aegis. Still has the BKB on his second life, so Navi can't look to kill him a second time right away. The Orchid goes out on him first. He activates the BKB, attempts the Chronosphere, but drops it instead. A Glyph is going to go down. They're just trying to kite out this BKB, and then maybe Navi has a chance in a 4 versus 5 defense. Crystallize looking over at the side at some of these squishier heroes like Saksa, but can't really commit. Pasha has to go in. He sees the opportunity to be able to hit a 3-man stun. The bugs are all over OG, but they can't actually fully commit to this, and a 2-man Chronosphere out from Sumail. That is going to be a GG called instantly by Ilias, as he knows as soon as that Chronosphere catches 2, especially the cores, the Queen of Pain and the Weaver, the game is just done and dusted. No chance at a comeback here. OG will push this to a game 3.
Man, I just realized they picked PL into Earthshaker. What?
Yeah.
There's
I
no
mean,
way.
they feel like they needed an answer, good enough answer to the Morphling, right? Man, I'm surprised that they're leading by so much in CS right now. Bottom lane, Ilias in some trouble here. Pasha trying to put a stop to it with his battery assault, but between the disruption illusions and the trees, he's having a hard time staying on top of Saksa, and his battery assault will now run out, so he's not going to have the damage anymore.
This is a buzzkill lane that OG are playing on us.
Yeah.
Although with Slayer, maybe not.
All right, a third hero. Surely that's going to be enough to be able to finally bring down Seb. Saksa, even if he did disruption.
Magical's there. A level 3 Monkey King gank. He doesn't have Tree Dance. He doesn't have Primal Spring. It's working. What in God's
So
name?
I was going to say, I was like, Magical is not happy because he's now just cutting waves. His lane is terrible.
Considered it a counter back when you could drain the mana and then you couldn't attribute shift. And now people say, oh, well, you can't wave for him. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a hero that's going to have 0 mana, so you're doing no damage to him, and then 3,000 HP. I really feel like Morphling just steals PL and becomes a better PL. Like any illusion hero, I'd love to see Morphling against.
Magical, he dies in the bottom lane, gets chased down by Saksa and mid one. Now, Crystallize is going to try and get a kill in return. It's going to be Saksa who's chased down and probably going to die here. I don't know how he could possibly juke this Phantom Lancer. He doppelgangers, breaking down the trees, finds that support. Another thing that changed, to your point about the Phantom Lancer and Morphling, is that you can lifesteal off of illusions, right? Oh, that's a pretty big change for Morphling, who puts lifesteal to such good effect. Seb, he's probably going to die here in the mid lane. His disruption is only going to be a momentary reprieve. Now, the illusions will block some of the battery assault damage, and Seb did have the Echo Slam, and with coming in from behind, Sumail getting the double kill with that waveform. Seb survives, and it's Navi that lose 2.
Definitely, and 100% of the time that the clock gets on the only hero he can kill, which is the Earthshaker, there's Saksa there to save. So it's even harder when you're playing against an SD. But if you go on the SD, then maybe you can kill him.
It's a little bit easier. Saksa, disruption, going out, does nail Pasha, and mid one actually has a DD, so Pasha in serious trouble, may not live long enough to be able to get the kill on Saksa. In fact, Slayer can't do it either. Shocking, says Seb, as once again, Sumail comes in and cleans up a double kill with nobody dying on the side of OG. Those heroes actually they are hard counters to both Clockwork and Phoenix. For the same reasons.
Yeah.
They both attack really fast and are very mobile.
Right, exactly. They can very easily get on top of that. Oh, Monkey King.
Yeah, he's been hopping around. The arrow didn't hit him, and the shadow poisons won't be able to spot him.
Oh, Seb did catch him with a stun, but he can just keep jumping. Right into the ward vision, though.
Yeah, they see him now. Mid one. Another arrow is up. He lays it right on top of Magical, and he hops into it perfectly. Saksa, he's going to be able to get there, spots him on top of the shadow poison, cut the tree to keep the chain stun. And out. Hookshot, okay. Even though they don't have a Monkey King, they think maybe they can take this fight. The Soulbind goes off. Disruption is going to be able to protect him from that damage on left-hand side. The Supernova, can mid one actually take it down? He will manage to do so just in time. May it cost him his life, though, and the hands are crystallized, who now pushes forward, looks for even more. He's going to run out of vision here, and the Echo Slam actually clearing away all of his illusions, revealing the real Crystallize right away. And Sumail wasn't even needed to be able to win that fight for OG. They trade 1 for 3.
Of how strong Navi's PL is if they can get him the right targets to hit. The classic DD.
Double damage Morphling. You know, Nahaz, how he always likes to say, like, DD should not have the same effect on Roshan. I personally feel like DD just shouldn't have the same effect on Morphling as a hero. As you can see, he just rips Ilias a new one. He's going to be running low on mana here, though. The heal goes down from No-Tail. They've already taken down Seb as well, so this is kind of a free game now for Phantom Lancer to pick whatever kills he can get. And that is both Seb and Midwan. Now they're going to turn back into that Roshan pit.
And OG goes for it. Man, you're right. They really do this every single game, it seems. They just rush into the Roche pit, which... I mean, it makes sense. I feel like in pubs, Roche often gets ignored way too much when a lot of the time you can just do this.
The hook shot going to be blocked here. Pasha, he's got an opening. He throws it out. Magical actually blocks it. Magical jumps in. He does manage to get the Aegis. He gets both the Roshan kill and the extra life. Now he's going to lose that first life pretty quickly and probably the second one almost right away because Navi knows they cannot fight. But still, a beautiful move by Magical there.
Did he get the kill? He did. He got the kill as well.
Yeah, he got the kill.
Dude, stop doing this. I can't take it.
I don't know how OG wasn't in position to block the hook shot. The man's making moves in this series, but is it enough for Navi to stay in the tournament? They are going to try and make an initiation onto Sumail. One chain stun, follow it up a little bit more. The push back there isn't quite enough, but finally Magical lays that last hit to be able to get the wicked 6 streak going on, and maybe it looks for more as well.
I feel like we haven't seen him in any fight. We would have seen him in that one fight mid lane, but we were both looking top with the action that was going on up there. But oh, Sumail does catch him.
He did not expect to be found like that. Magical forced to pop his BKB, teleports out, but he's not going to make it in time. Sumail does too much damage. And magic resistance and 59% physical resistance.
And you know,
on top of a 15% evasion, of course.
The amazing thing about this status resistance against the Earthshaker means that he can't complete his combo, right? He jumps in, he echoes you, and you can jump out on PL before he gets the next stun off. It's really nice.
Point blank arrow onto Pasha. He tries to get away. The Wukong's command is finally going to be used here. Gets a stun on the mid one, but can't follow that up with the Inkswell. In fact, he gets disrupted. Is there any follow-up into that? Well, at the same time, Crystallize is chasing away Sumail. Sumail turning into a Phantom Lancer himself. Back over to the Wukong's command, where mid one's going to pop his BKB as he's threatened by the Phantom Lancer. He's turning damage back into him. Not too afraid. The Soulbind's going to lock him in place with No-Tail, but Crystallize, he needs to be able to deal with Sumail first because the Supernova, it's going to successfully explode, getting Sumail, locking him in. He's being burned out of mana right now, and Crystallize knows that he just needs to play this a little bit longer. He's going to be able to bring down Sumail with no mana left in the pool, and once he's gone, he can chase down any hero he wants to. Nobody can stand toe-to-toe to this Phantom Lancer. Pasha with a nice pushback of the Kongs there, stopping mid one's teleport away. Anybody else? Hookshot not up for another 20 seconds, so Seb will successfully teleport out.
A nice amount of map control, but that on top of Roche, that's a way that PL can play against this Earthshaker with that Aegis, and Monkey King has the cheese as well, so...
Moonlight Shadow helping to disguise OG's retreat across the map. And maybe a potential turn here as Crystallize. His Aegis is going to be wearing out thin soon, and OG may just see that as an opportunity to surprise Navi. On the right-hand side, though, Crystallize once again finding Seb. Seb trying to get up to the high ground, but Crystallize is able to pursue this time with the Doppelganger. He's going to chase after mid one. 1-2 leaps. A third leap now going out, so Crystallize will find another victim. Maybe that'll be Soxa. Soxa trying to make his way back through the mid lane, but Crystallize finds him. Ghost Scepter goes out, but there's a nice hook shot from Pasha. Pasha going to be in some trouble, though. That's Ghost Catcher making him so squishy that Sumail is able to get that kill, and Soxa finally goes down thanks to a stun coming out from Magical. Now it's going to be Sumail versus Crystallize. They battle out. Illusions versus Illusions. Sumail healing up a little bit more, but he needs the mana to work with, and he finally activates his waveform to get out before all of that mana. Pretty powerful. OG, they find a Timeless Relic, so if you give that to Seb, that will help, but I don't think it completely solves the status resistance problem they're currently having with Crystallize. Magical actually jumping into the trees, almost gets hit by the Fisher, but is able to swiftly jump back into the trees, dodging definitely away from OG. Well done.
Deb was so close to force-staffing through his path, destroying the tree. Oh my god, he's on the...
Seb? Seb just put himself up there to be able to counter ward. He's got the gem on him with his BKB. He's rather tanky. He managed to force that, but the Soulbind is going to keep him locked with no tail here. Crystallize still going to manage to catch up. Sumail does have a Phantom Lancer illusion ready to go. They're going to pop the Supernova, forcing OG to retreat even further. Sumail waveforms away. Magical looking to be able to chase, but he gets hit by an arrow. He jumped directly into it. Oh no! The Fisher separation, not good enough. Sumail is able to get that kill. Now looks for Pasha instead. Thinks about hitting the Phantom Lancer, but he's actually hitting the wrong illusion here. The real Crystallize has retreated after seeing Magical go down. Moving their way over, Navi fortunately is very slow at doing this, Roshan, especially since it's only Crystallize in the pit. They don't want to risk a gigantic Echo Slam. They're going to pop the Moonlight Shadow here. Seb, seeing the real Crystallize, hits him with the Fisher, but not much else. They're going to wrap around, see if they can catch the backline here. It's going to be Ilias who's spotted first. He's hit by a Earthshaker. They haven't actually quite finished him off. The Soulbind is there. Crystallize is going for mid with the Supernova out. Sumail is going to try and commit to getting it, buddy. He actually got hit by a hookshot right as he went for the agility morph. They're trying to stay alive, but he can't morph strength enough. There's too many heroes from Navi. He gets overwhelmed. Seb, now he's just going to be mincemeat as Navi should be able to pick him apart piece by piece. Navi looking for more. Pasha almost finding the Shadow Demon. Couldn't quite get that third kill, though.
Positioning it in a place where only Sumail could jump over and go for it because mid one was getting focused by the PL. I like that Pasha goes for the hook shot onto PL. It looks like a whoopsie. It looks like that at first glance, but I think he's assuming that the Earthshaker might blink into chain stun.
Oh, mid one! Oh, no! The Abyssal Blade and one bash is all it takes for him at Crystallize until maybe he's low enough that they can go for the kill without overcommitting. But they have to do something at this point, because if Navi, like, if you read this correctly, you're saying, well, if they're not going on us now, we have so much time with the Aegis, we can keep on going here. No, the hookshot goes right through as the Doppelganger hits the back line onto Saksa. Tries to go for the pushback onto the Morphling, but he actually gets disrupted. Now he gets hit by the Cogs. He activates his BKB, but he's not actually life-stealing quite enough. He has to waveform away from this Phantom Lancer, but can't. Crystallize is able to catch up so quickly thanks to the Phantom Rush, thanks to that Abyssal Blade as well. Crystallize gets hit by the Soul Catcher. A little bit squishy, has to jump away with the Doppelganger and turns instead onto mid one. He's going to be the victim that is brought down. Seb with his BKB still active, but so low. The Moonlight Shadow going out, but he disruption save? Pasha, he's going to be there with some sort of AoE damage that should finish off Seb. Two buybacks being used, mid one and Seb. A second defense being held out by OG. They're going to wait for it. Wukong's command being used here. They can afford to lose a second lane to barracks if they can just win one fight here. Crystallize had the Inkswell on him. Disruption onto the real one. Sumail going to the left-hand side has already killed Pasha, but the Stun Ray doing so much damage. Sumail being forced to retreat in mid one now with a dieback. Crystallize, he managed to chase him down. Sees a very low health on Sumail, but can't actually catch him as the waveform away. Gets him back to the fountain. A Fisher going out, but they can just focus on objectives and maybe even focus on killing Saksa right now as the Flicker unable to save him perhaps as another one. Okay, this one puts him in the right direction, but hook shot out from the side. Pasha, not quite enough damage, and he needs to be able to get out. This is a winning position for Navi. They can quite easily get the Megas as long as they don't lose their supporting cast. That's where Seb, he's trying to get away back to the fountain. They still have that Echo Slam ready to go. They're waiting for Crystallize to be low enough that they can kill him once without having to use that Echo Slam, because they need to be able to kill him twice. Pasha, they're low enough. Echo Slam finally going out, but Crystallize keeps on going. That status resistance making short work of all of those stuns. He quickly shrugs it off and continues to beat into Sumail, forcing them once again back into the fountain. Crystallize. Doppelganger over the side, going for the tier 4. Sends the illusions after Seb, always threatening Seb's mana pool and Seb's HP, so he can go unimpeded as he tries to bring down these objectives. Once again, Seb looks for that initiation, but Crystallize a little bit too quick there. Doppelganger's out, and with Aegis being down now, Navi will retreat.
I love the fountain dives. Like, they really just wanted to end the game right there with a couple of nice kills. Because they know they're in
OG. They need to push out here, and Wukong's command not actually going out there, but Crystallize still makes his initiation. Would have been a good position. Disruption. Look at that back line. Oh, Saksa being melted. The Supernova is going to successfully explode. OG have fully retreated, but they're going to lose their supports here. Both of them are going to buy back. Saksa and No Tails. Oh, Sumail outside of the base here. Doppelganger's back in as a Phantom Lancer. Seb sees his opportunity. Fisher jump in after Crystallize, but no. Once again, the status resistance allows him to get off the Doppelganger every single time. No Tail potentially with dieback here. Magical committing that hit, but unable to finish him off. OG, though, They can't just wait out every single Wukong's commands here.
And it's because he knows that, I mean, he's probably played this matchup dozens of times in pubs. Probably more than dozens. Sumail gets a rapier. All right, he's done with this game.
Okay.
This is the Hail Mary.
Watching these last few fights, it just seems impossible for them to bring down this Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, they're going to need
an iconic hero for Crystallize. His third most played hero in competitive. Double smokes. OG is going to break here on the side. Miss Fisher, but a four-man Echo Slam. Can they follow it up? The hook shot from the side. Going to be able to catch Zoxa, and it looks like he's going to die almost instantly. Now the damage is flowing in. Crystallize is quite low. Can they actually finish him off? They got him. Sumail managed to bring him down, but now Sumail's dead. Divine Rapier on the deck with Magical getting the triple kill, and OG just got wiped. They may have committed. Yes, they may have killed Crystallize. Yes, but it was Magical who cleans everybody up in the end. And with a buyback from Crystallize, it says that Navi, there was plenty more where that came from. OG, they'll GG out here, and Navi will move on to the grand finals.
What an Echo Slam to start that fight, but it feels like it's too late. You know, and that's obviously nothing against OG, especially a player like Seb, who's used to hitting these big team fight ultimates.